case of Guinea, for example, a family being in power for 57 years. Are you the only family in Guinea? Are there no other Guineans? What gives you the right to think that the sun rises and sets in your household alone? It is this kind of tightest approaches to governance, aided by misgovernance, corruption, opaque governance, directionless, hunger, thirst, melancholy, and social disequilibrium that make people to rise up and take up arms against their leaderships. Such taking up of arms, to me, against oppressors who masquerade under the thin guise of leaders, changing their constitutions at will to accommodate further terms. I do not regard it as a coup d'etat. I regard it as good riddance to bad rubbish. My last outing on this was 40 pages, where I warned the Nigerian government not to lead or aid ECOWAS to go to Niger Republic to attempt to forcibly remove the interim military government, with Niger Republic having served borders with 7 states in Nigeria. The humanitarian catastrophe, displaced and dislocated people that you are going to cause will be unimaginable, added to our present insecurity, Boko Haram, armed banditry, kidnapping, hunger, thirst, disillusionment. Let me use this forum to warn the Nigerian government. Don't dare it. It is neither righteous nor justified to intervene. Not only because Niger Republic is a sovereign state, but also because we have no right to intervene and tell them how to govern themselves. Nigeria has never been told how to govern herself. From the first military purge of 15 January 1966, led by Major Kaduna Nzogu and other young majors, I didn't see the international community come here to tell us how to govern ourselves. The counter-coup, or rather, the counter-coup that removed General JTU Aguiyi-Ironsi, who ruled for 6 months, led by Murtala Mohammed, Danjuma and others, and the enthronement of a 32-year-old bachelor, later General Yakubu Gowon, to be head of state, who ruled for 8 good years between 1967 and January 15, 1970, the Armed Forces Day, when General Philip Effiong surrendered to General Olusegun Obasanjo. I didn't see the international community evade us or interfere in our foreign affairs. When Murtala Mohammed was killed, ambushed and killed in Ikoyi in 1976, and Olusegun Obasanjo was made head of state with Yar'Adua as his deputy, I didn't see the international community come to tell us how to govern ourselves. When Obasanjo handed over power in 1979 to Alhaji Aliyu Shehu Usman Shegari, with Dr. Alex Ekweme Anigbo as his vice. I didn't see the international community come to lecture us how to govern ourselves. When that democratic government was forcibly overthrown by Major General Muhammadu Buhari on the 31st of December 1983, I didn't see AU or UNO or the International Human Rights Commission come to dictate to us how to manage our affairs. When gap-toothed General Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida, the man who described himself as the evil genius, removed Buhari from office on the 28th of August, 1985. I didn't see any international community intervention. When Babangida was forced by all of us in the civil society to abdicate power and step aside after counseling the most populist, the most transparent, the most credible elections ever held in Nigeria, not the farce and shambolic elections we have been having in the recent past, I did not see any international community come to tell us how to govern ourselves. When late Abacha removed the interim national nonsense, who they called interim national government, of business mogul and former chairman of USA, Chief Ernest Shonekon, in 1993, there were no international participants. And when the diminutive General Sani Abacha, but a very intelligent man, who institutionalized Nigeria's 6 geopolitical zones, where were the international community? And after both Abiola, the man who won that mandate, and Abacha died in mysterious circumstances in Asu Villa, where were the international community participants? And when General Abdulsalami Abubakar, the chairman of today's occasion, in absentia, took over power and within 11 months handed over to the democratically elected government of Obasanjo, I did not see any international community participate. So there is no reason whatsoever, and we have no moral high grounds or authority to go and intervene in other countries' internal affairs, sovereign countries with their sovereignty and suzerainty. Sir, Your Excellency, Secretary General, help me convey my very strong message to African leaders to give governance, good governance to the people, and where they are not ready for the gains, they should be ready for the pains. Can we say this of Nigeria, the giant of Africa, with over 225 million people by latest United Nations projections? Africa needs to be accorded her rightful place. And the international humanitarian law, I will read my brother Dr. Ezekiel's book later, because a candle does not lose its flame by lighting other candles. Tell them that you cannot cover the sun with your finger. Tell them, you cannot clap with one hand. The Western world, they need Africa, just as Africa needs them. We are Siamese twins, tied together by the same umbilical cord of humanity. As I round up, the International Human Rights Commission should, as much as possible, encourage Africa in the development of our international humanitarian laws and responses to international situations of conflicts, whether armed or unarmed, to be made to participate, not necessarily as cannon fodders, but as equal partners in progress, as equal participants, so that as they are taking the disadvantages of war situations, they are also benefiting from the advantages. That is my humble submission. God bless you all. Thank you very much, and God bless you.